Welcome to OpenBIM. Today I'm going to show you how to create and modify ceilings in Revit. Ceilings are system families composed of sketch-based elements that also serve as host for components such as like fixtures. Like other host elements such as floors and roofs, if a ceiling is deleted, elements on its host are also deleted. Before starting, it's recommended to open the ceiling plans since architectural plans have a view range that in most cases will prevent us from seeing what we are modeling. If for some reason you are missing the ceiling plan view of any level, either because it has not been yet created or because you accidentally deleted it, it will be necessary to create these views. To do this, in the View tab, enter the Plan Views tool. There you must select the type of view that you are going to generate, which is ceiling plans, and then select all the levels that do not have yet assigned views. To create a ceiling, go to the Architecture tab where the Ceiling tool is located. You can create a ceiling in one of two ways, automatically or by sketching a boundary. When you select the Ceiling tool from the Architecture tab of the ribbon, you can switch between automatic ceiling and sketch ceiling modes at the right end of the ribbon. In automatic ceiling mode, the software will try to determine the boundaries of the ceiling sketch when you place the cursor inside an enclosed space. That's why you can see a red line over the boundary. If an enclosed space cannot be determined, the cursor will still indicate a circle slash and you must switch to a sketch ceiling mode. When you are modeling ceilings, be aware of the height offset from level property when placing a ceiling within a space. If the height offset from a level value is higher than the height of the bounding walls, the ceiling cannot be placed in the space. The second way you can generate a ceiling is through the Sketch Boundary tool. In this mode, you can use the Big Walls method to create intelligent relationships with the bounding walls of the ceiling. That means when you move a wall from its actual position, the ceiling sketch will be modified in the same way. As in the other sketch tools, the perimeters must be completely closed. In this way, you can press the Finish button to exit the tool and see the ceiling created. Regardless of the option used to create a ceiling, automatic or by sketch, you can always modify its boundary by selecting it and double-clicking or entering the Edit Boundary button. In the Addition mode, you can also add a slope using the Slope Arrow tool. This tool requires you to draw an arrow that indicates the direction of the slope. To modify the slope, you have two options: Height of Tail and a Slope. For this example, I will use the option Slope, and I will assign 5 degrees. Now you can see in the section view that the ceiling have a slope of 5 degrees. Ceilings are classified as being as basic ceilings or compound ceilings. The basic ceiling family doesn't have a layered assembly and is represented in section as a single line. However, it does have a material parameter that can display surface patterns in reflected ceiling plans and 3D views. The compound ceiling family allows you to define the layered assembly of materials and are visible when displayed in a section view. As with floors, you can change ceiling types by selecting a ceiling in your project and choosing another type from the type selector in the Properties palette, or with the Match Type Properties tool. Before making any modification, you must duplicate the type and rename it. In this way, you will not spoil the default types in the family. In the Structure button, you can modify the ceiling construction by changing materials and modifying, adding or deleting layers. For this example, I will add a layer with the function of Finish To, and in the previous layer, I will assign the function Substrate. In Materials column, I will add gypsum wallboard for the substrate and white paint for Finish To. Although the paintings do not have an exact thickness that you can measure in Revit, you can use the layer Finish To instead of the membrane layer if you want it to be visible in a 3D view or a ceiling plan. To finish, press OK and OK again. Since the 3D view has a different type of ceiling, it will be necessary to change it through the type selector in Properties. Do not forget to subscribe to see the next videos. and hit the like button if you like the content.